This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Give me the keys, Vic. Keys, Game 7 tomorrow.
You even shorten the rotation again, even though it's been short this postseason. I think your non-Jokic minutes, you move Aaron Gordon to play that backup center. This is when you employ that. And you bring Peyton Watson in and Russell Westbrook. I think they go a 7-man rotation tomorrow night, to be honest with you. And they stick with that. And if you have to go 8, great. But I think 7 is the way to go. You employ all starters for as long as you possibly can. And I think what the Nuggets need to do, they need to think like the Clippers did last night. Every time Jokic got the ball, they had one of their smaller players, like, swipe at him. A lot of swiping. Swipe or don't swipe. Swiping everywhere. I mean, just hammering his arms. Okay, Nuggets, why can't you do the same damn thing to Zubats and Kawhi? When those guys touch the ball, it was so easy for them to get to the hole last night. It was so easy. They just waltz in. Swipe. Use your fouls. Swipe at those dudes. Make Zubats feel it, man. How come Zubats' arms aren't red and sore and scratched up? Why is it just Joker? How about you do the same damn thing to their guy? Employ it. Use it. Make it hurt. Get physical to the point. And I heard Aaron Gordon say that on the bench multiple times. Guys, we need to be more physical. Well, this is it. Get physical tomorrow night, win the game.
Match the energy. Moj.
You might think that I'm going to say, you know what, you got to keep the shots on Oettinger. And you do. I mean, I want to see that same shooting mentality tomorrow night. But you know what you've done for the most part well this entire series is you've defended pretty well. Last night you had some breakdowns, and because you did, the Dallas Stars were able to snipe you.
Yep.
I think that you need to be a little bit more responsible in the neutral zone because Dallas, I love the way that Riker put it last night. What they do is they parachute pucks out of the zone and they fly the zone quickly. So what they're trying to do is catch you off guard, and it worked twice last night. I'm not talking about the Rantanen goal. I'm talking about the Granlund goal followed by the Hintz goal, okay? They fly the zone on those little parachutes out of the zone, and they take advantage of it. It caught you in game number 5, and it caught you last night in game number 6. So, that being said, you defend better. I think the offensive side, I think some guys have really found themselves. Val with 2 last night. Nachos was all over the place. Lehkonen with another tally. I think the offensive side's going to take care of itself.
The Altitude Daily. The Morning Sprint.
Where? Peter, do you realize that you guys won Game 5 because of bounces and calls? That was the ultimate game that was decided by bounces and calls, and you're building the game before. The frick are you doing, Peter?
It goes one way, and then it goes the other. And you know what the great part about this? Game 7s, they're typically even matchups, and all of that kind of washes out, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Your team got the bounces in Game 5. The other team got the bounces in Game 6. And what Bednar went on to say in his post-game presser was this: Dallas earned the bounces in Game 5. Colorado, on the strength of 48 shots at home last night, earned the bounces in Game 6. You needed a few of them. You got a couple off skates and bodies in the first period.
There were some wild bounces.
You got one off Colin Blackwell's face in the third period. That's what happens in a 7-game series. That's what happens when you have the Western Conference Final being played in round 1.
Raj, you remember when I told you that the key to this game and the reason why the Avs were outscored so significantly in Game 5 was who's going to get on the board first. It's critically important. And you built a 2-0 lead, just like the Dallas Stars did in Game 5. You created bounces. You got a lot of bounces. Why did you get those bounces, Raj? Because you put the puck in front of the net and you put bodies in front of Oettinger.
The Morning Sprint.
Good things happen when you play downhill. That is what they have to bring Saturday to win Game 7.
The 2 keys that you just mentioned, I'll add one. So you just mentioned downhill is number 1. 2 is center of the ice. They were much more center ice based last night. And it was, you look no further for why the Avs ultimately won this contest, this do or die, this survive and advance contest, which is such fun hockey to watch. Such incredibly fun hockey to watch. It was because of that first goal. To me, that very first goal and the names that were associated with that very first goal. If you look at this, at the play-by-play, first goal. Scored by who?
Valenchushkin.
And assisted by. It was a double assist.
Nelson and Landeskog.
Amen. What are those three players built for? Physical, playoff hockey, chaos in front of the net. If you get that again in Game 7, that's the key to winning. I really believe that.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
It's pretty simple. Who do you have more confidence in Game 7 tomorrow? The Avalanche or the Nuggets? Or both to win or both to lose? So it's a little bit of either or. We've got this up on Twitter right now. And right now, the Avalanche are sort of winning this battle, Tyler, 61 to 39%. So we encourage you to vote there. That'd be awesome. 303-504-0925. You can voice your voice on the Voice of the People on the Altitude Sports Radio app. Powered by the Wilhite Law Firm. Injury lawyers, go to wilhitewins.com. That's wilhitewins.com. And I got a list about how everything's going to break down. I'll give that to you in a second. Never mind a keyword in 19 minutes, as we will give away Game 7 tickets this hour. So make sure you enter. Make sure you keep listening. The next keyword, like I said, in 19 minutes. Who do you have more faith in?
So I have more faith in the Avalanche. They're going to show up the way that they need to show up.
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
Andy, win or lose tomorrow, what kind of case do you think David Adelman has made to be the next head coach of the Nuggets?
I will. I'm not going to act like the expert on this necessarily, okay? But I asked Scott about that. Scott said, especially if they were to win, it'll be an upset if he's not the coach. And he thinks he's got a pretty good shot either way. It does feel like, now, I don't know what the contract looks like, right? I'm not negotiating these type of things. I would probably do maybe a two years with an option. I don't know if you do that for coaches, but you think about that. But it does feel like his more relaxed personality and his him being comfortable with players like Nikola and Jamal and maybe whatever other player wants to speak out, having their say, it's probably just what this team needs right now.
He knows the culture. He's well liked by the star players on this team, and that's not nothing, okay? Now, look, do I want the Nuggets to conduct a whole bunch of interviews outside the organization? Yeah. God, yes, I do.
You'd be irresponsible not to.
Absolutely, but I think David Adelman has done a good job coaching this series. Hey, if they blow a 20-point lead in the second half tomorrow, maybe I'll feel differently about it.
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com @Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.